So we discussed different servers. So in that one, in server OSS, Windows Server Operating System is one of the thing. So what is this Windows Server Operating System will provide? Okay. So different server operating system are there from Windows NT onwards. Okay, 2000, 2003, 2008, 2008 R2, 2008, 2012, 12 R2, 2016, 2019, 2022, 2025 is the latest version. But when I created this document, that time 2025 is not yet released. Now it is already released. Okay, we'll see the few basic changes and requirements like this. What is this? Windows Server Provide Services. So we'll see the Windows Server. In my machine, I already installed the Windows Server here. So change my RAM to 2 GB. Just power on the Windows Server. Let it turn on. So it won't take much time to turn on. But we'll see. This Windows Server. In general, what are the servers we are using right now, like 2012, 19, 16, 22, 25? What are the common features or roles are there? Okay. ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services, DHCP, DNS, WSUS, WDS, Web Server, that is IIS, FTP, Print and Document Services, Hyper-V, Remote Access. Earlier name of this remote access is Routing and Remote Access. DFS services, these are storage services. DFS, iSCSI target, data deduplications, file server resource management. These are all storage related services. Okay. ADCS, ADRMS, ADFS, ADLDS. Volume activation services. Some additional features also there. A lot of features are there. Some are like IP, AM, failover cluster, load balancing, group policy based services. Okay. So these are the different roles and features. A lot of features are there. And I put some features inside. I'll control insert. So this is a server manager. This server manager is little different from previous Windows 2003, 2008. In 2012, this server manager, from 2012 onwards, server manager is same server manager till the latest version also. Okay. To manage your server, to install the roles, which is we seen the roles and features, and manage those roles and features, we use this server manager. Of course, in 2016, 2019, Windows Admin Center is also introduced. So what are those things also separately we'll discuss. Okay, this is our server. Local server means this currently what are the server I opened. So that is called a local server, and this local server related information. What is the server name, computer name, whether it is related to domain or work group. Okay, is a Defender firewall is on. What is the IP address is assigned. Okay, what is its time zone. Okay, what is infrastructure. See, it is 2022 data center evaluation. So I installed 2022 only. In that one, data center edition I installed. Version is 2022 and edition is data center edition. I installed it. And installed memory is 2 GB. Total disk space I given 100 GB. Means actually it is 160 GB have taken. So I split it into two parts. That's why it is showing 100 GB C drive. Next. These are the events occurred, services, okay, best practice analysis, performance, roles and features installed. Current roles and features are installed. This is called manage. In the manage, you want to install or remove any roles or features, we use this manage. Add server means using this single server manager, you can manage multiple servers. Means in your network, you have multiple servers are there. All the servers we can manage from single server manager also. That's it is. Local server means the specific server. All server means all the servers in your network. You can manage multiple servers from single server manager just by adding those servers to our servers. Okay. In a large organizations, we have a multiple servers are there. And you can certain servers for specific purpose or specific client, specific project purpose or specific application related or specific service related. So you can create server groups and you can add those servers into that server groups also. Like that group wise also we can able to manage. Again, what is this add roles and features? Just click on add roles and features. Guys, if it is very small lines, please tell me. I can try to increase its size. How to increase size? Use magnifier. Yeah, it is slow, but point is I have to go to this minus. So its a zoom is 200. Okay, so now it is 100. The settings, go to the settings. Why it is slow? Two reasons. Of course, default level is 25%. And smooth edges. If you remove this one, it's not more clarity, but still it is faster. So 150. Okay. So next, role-based or feature-based installation, remote desktop service installation. You want to add role or features, you have to select this one. To your system, your servers. Your server or your servers. Or you want to install this roles or features into remote desktop infrastructure, VDI infrastructure. Okay, so there we are selecting like a virtual machine based infrastructure it is. So this is a servers list from the server pool. Next. So point is the roles. See, these are the roles, built-in roles of the Windows servers. In 2022, these are the servers. Some are common for both later versions and previous versions also. Some are not common. Okay. So what are these things? Active Directory, certification services, domain services, federation services, lightweight directory services, right management services. These are the 5 services based on the Active Directory. So we'll see what is this Active Directory and all. Our Active Directory actual services, Active Directory domain services. Okay, it is provide centralized authentication services. Means entire your organization, the employees are logging to their computers. Their computers means organization computers. So this centralized authentication means this domain controller, which is having this Active Directory domain services installed. This Active Directory domain services, what it will do, it authenticate that user, verify the user and authenticate and authorize the user. Active Directory domain services provide centralized authentication and authorization. Okay. In organizations, not for your home. Okay. Certification services, certificate services. We know HTTP, HTTPS. HTTP don't require any encryption, no encryption HTTP. HTTPS is encryption. To encrypt, so we need a SSL or TLS certification. Certificate means encrypted key is required. What are the data it is? Sending and receiving. It do encryption. So like that. Different services that are connected and communicated, like a remote desktop related services, application services, application connectivity services. So they need this encryption-based connectivity, encryption-based communication. So that a security purpose. So who will provide this certification? Who will manage these certificates? It's a certification service in your organization. So you have a lot of different services running and they are connected and communicated with encrypted based connectivity is required. And to manage these certificates, we use this kind of services. Right management services. What is the right management services? I have a document, like a Microsoft Word document, Excel, PowerPoint is there. Here, I can use NTFS security, means which user can able to read the file, which user can able to write on the file. But these files will copy into different locations. On the file, the permissions will be changes. So different environment, different places the file is there. Based on that location, the permissions also affected. Okay. But here it is, entire your organization, in entire your organization, wherever the file is located. If any user want to access that file, first of all, it will connect. That file will send the request to this right management service server and verifies this user authentication. If user is got authenticated, authorized, okay, by the right management services, then it will verify this user can able to read the file or can able to modify the file, can able to print the file content, can able to access it at least, like that. If I said this user 1, user 2 can able to read the file, so they can only read the file, not able to change the content. User 3 read and write. Yes, user 3 when login, it verify, yeah, user 3 can able to read and write. User 4, I didn't mention about user 4. So user 4 tried to access the document. He said, no, you can't access, not a read, not a write, not a thing, not a single thing you can do with this document. Okay. So that is a right management services, mainly on Microsoft documents like a Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. It will provide a security, centralized authentication, user-based, group-based authentication. It will provide authentication and authorization to access it. Read, write, access, it will provide. Okay. Wherever the document is located. Document can be any place. Maybe you copy into a pen drive, also same application. You take the document and you try to access from outside of your organization, you can't access because you can't connect it to right management server. So you can't access it. Okay. Federation services. What is this? Federation services. In organizations, lot of applications are there. Database application or a web application, FTP services, Active Directory services. Okay. So like that, so different application, different services are running. So I'm an employee of the organization. I will try to access these applications. So for each time I'm accessing, each time I have to use an account to access, right? This application I want to access or this service I want to access. Again, I have to do separate logins. I have to do it. Instead of that one, this federation services provide single sign-on services. What is single sign-on? With the same account and password, same user account and password, or same email account and password. So with the same account, you can access multiple services. One single account, multiple services you can able to access. in your organization. It is similar to your Gmail. From Google, multiple services are there. Google Docs are there. YouTube is there. Gmail account services are there. Google Drive is there. For all these services, you can access with a single account only. You don't require to create multiple accounts or multiple logins, not required to access all these services. Single account, single login, so you can able to access all these services. That is a federation services. Lightweight directory services. Of course, smaller organizations also need these directory services. They use this a specific organization purpose. Means small organization. It's on the Active Directory domain services. Okay. DHCP services. Already we know DHCP server provide an IP address to our client devices. Okay. So you want to make your server as a DHCP server, then you have to click it and install this server and configure it, and your server become DHCP server. Same for DNS. Maintaining a records. DNS server maintains the records of computers, their IP addresses. Means computer name or a domain, under a domain, what are the computers are there, their computers, and that computers and IP addresses is a DNS server. File services, file and storage services. File server, branch cache services, data deduplication, DFS namespace, ADFS replica, file server resource manager, iSCSI target server, and server for NFS, WorkFolder related services. Okay. We discussed data deduplication, right? Just enable that, select it, install it, then you can apply on the disk data deduplications. So you store any data, you try to remove this duplications. Means first it will chop the data into small pieces. So, and it create a reference, cut the data into small pieces and check the same chunks, repeated chunks, remove the repeated chunks filled with the references. So then to save the data in the disk space. Okay. So more data we can store in the same disk. And file server resource manager. You know the shared folder. You know the shared folder. Shared folders. People will keep the data into their shared folders. But I want to define how much data people can able to store it in this particular shared folder. Think like this, guys. The shared folder is in a 1 terabyte of disk. It means total space availability is currently 1 terabyte. There is a shared folder. How much data you can put it in that folder? Up to 1 terabyte by default. But using this file server resource manager, I can limit that space. The user who is accessing this shared folder can able to put up to only 100 GB only. Not more than 100 GB, he can't put it in this shared folder. In organizations, we put our data, our data organization data into a NFS, shared folders. Centralized storages we are using, NAS. But people are keep on putting their data. I downloaded movies, I downloaded songs, and I have a lot of pictures, selfies. Okay, everything I'm putting into that centralized location. So now it is unnecessary data occupation. Organization is providing storage for organization related files, documents, or what are the organization related project documents and applications for storaging purpose. Not for everything you put it, right? So I can limit the storage space. User can store up to 100 GB only, like a disk to pata type on. And if I want to put a data, of course, I got 100 GB, no problem. I'm started downloading my movies, songs, pictures. I keep on putting into this shared folder only. Still, I have some space. 100 GB is there, still I have space. So then I will put in my data inside. So I want to avoid that kind of stuff. Organization. But they said no, no for a MP4 files, MP3 files, or a media files like a JPG files. So they specified these type of files cannot be stored into the shared folder. So we can able to restrict it. Also, different files with the different levels of files are there. Confidence files are there. Classified files are there. You can also put that this is a classified file only for this type of people only can able to accessible, not for every user accessible. That is also we can do with the file server resource manager. Okay. NFS namespace, DFS namespace, DFS replica. So same concept of shared folder only. Guys, I have a 10 machines. In 10 machines, there is a shared folders. If you want to access the shared folders from each machine, first of all, I have to go to one machine, then I have to open their sharing, go to / that remote system IP address, okay, authentication, then we are able to access that machine. But my file is not found in the first machine. Then I will go to second machine. Then I will go to third machine. Separately, I'm accessing their shared folders. Sometimes it is difficult for very big, large organizations because so many places this data is there available through sharing. It's very difficult to access one by one. So what I'm doing is using DNF namespace. I put all these shared folders. Are so separate related means my project related or my client related data. So I'll put it in the one single namespace. Under that name, all the shared folders will be appear. Under one single name only, all these organizations, wherever the shared folders are there, I'll put it under one name only. Simply, I will connect with a single name, so I can able to list of all shared folders. I can able to access it. That is a namespace. Then what is a replica? Replica. Same copy I will maintain in a different locations. So when I modified a file in one location shared folder, same thing will be replicated to another location also. That's a replica. iSCSI target. What is iSCSI target? Server. So in a storages, we've seen SAN, FC protocol, iSCSI protocols. So you want to create a SAN with iSCSI, right? So you have a storage space like some storage arrays with a RAID concept, a RAID implemented. On top of it, you want to, you are connecting that one. And what you do, you create a iSCSI virtual hard disk for some remote device, remote server. Okay. So then that remote server will access the storage space using iSCSI initiator. From client, it use iSCSI initiator. Server to create and maintain this iSCSI virtual hard disk. This is a service, iSCSI target server. To make your server as a target server and you create targets in your system for a disk space, like you to create a LUNs or iSCSI virtual hard disk from your system in the storage, we need these services. Depends upon what service you want to provide, what service you want to give. So we'll install it and configure it. That's it only. Okay. In one single server, we don't do everything. Okay. For each services, we use separate physical servers. Separate servers, sorry. Hyper-V. What is Hyper-V? Hyper-V is a hypervisor. Okay. Generally, we can download Microsoft Hyper-V server, install into directly a physical machine. Then we can it will provide virtualization, means we can create a virtual machines inside. But Microsoft also done this along with the server operating system. Means Windows 2008, 64-bit server onwards, is Hyper-V is become one part of the server role. Means along with your server operating system and server services, Hyper-V is also provided. Means by installing this Hyper-V in this machine, I can create and run the virtual machine in this machine. This Hyper-V is not only in the Windows servers, also available in a Windows 8 desktop machine onwards. Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 11. We have a Hyper-V feature is there. By installing this Hyper-V and configure it, so then you can create and run the virtual machine in your machines. Hyper-V is a hypervisor. It's a type 1 virtualization. By installing and configuring, you can create and run the virtual machines. Remote access. You want to turn the server into a VPN server, you have to install the remote access, or you want to make your server as a kind of router, also a software router, you can install this remote access. To authenticate and authorize network-based authentication to connect your VPN server, get an authentication purpose and access base. Along with remote access, you have to use this NPS, network policy and access services. Okay. Remote desktop services. You have a servers, other certain devices, like they're running with certain different applications. People are accessing that machines through remote desktop. You want to control who can able to access, who cannot able to access. Okay, that is, we can centralize the control of remote desktop services. Okay, that's a big lesson is there, don't worry. Web server. This web server integrate with FTP, means you want FTP, you have to install this one, in that one you have to select FTP. This is a web server. By installing and configuring, you can turn your server into a web server. Windows deployment services. Install and configuring of these services. Attach your Windows operating system, installation operating system OS installation images. Okay, just attach your Windows installation images to these services. So then from this server, we can install the OS to our remote devices. Okay. In organizations, when they want to install, like if you join an organization, you want a laptop, like a laptop or desktop has to be assigned. It does not contain voice in case it's not came with a voice. Your organization, what they will do it, they connect their laptop or desktop to the network and install the voice through network only. Once voice is installed, they configure with your user account and complete it. Okay. So we can deploy an operating system through network. You don't need to connect with the pen drives or CD-ROMs. Windows Server update services. If you observe regularly that your system getting updated, regularly we are getting updates. From where these update files are downloading? From Microsoft servers. We are downloading updates through internet, right? Think like in an organization, there is 100 or 200 computers are there. New update is available. All these 100 computers are updating at a time. Each update is, think like it is a 1 GB. Means 100 GB you are downloading. Each individual downloading 1 GB. 100 systems means 100 GB you are downloading. So more burden on your WAN connection, internet connection, 100 GB you are downloading. And you are not selecting what is the update. System will detect update is available as download the updates and update and restart. You're not specifying what product update, what system update, what drivers update. You're not controlling anything in our individual system. But in organization, we can control. So by installing, configuring this service in a server, and we'll specify that what kind of updates, product related, what kind of products updates should be downloaded. What are the operating system related updates, drivers related updates. We'll select what kind of updates, critical updates, security updates, product updates. So we can select those updates and download those updates into a WSUS server. Means in server only, we are downloading that updates. From server, we are updating our clients from our server. So individual machines don't get updated from internet directly. They will get updated from this WSCS server. Okay. It is very important. The base concept is very important for WSCS. Why it is important? Patch management. Patch management is one of the work you will do it in your organization. Patch management is a very important one. What is patch management? Nothing. Updation, upgradations. In Linux, you update your server, yum update, a DNF update, right? You are updating. Your entire system is you are updating with a simple template command. You want to update a specific package, yum update the specific package name. Okay. So like that. So update or upgradation, controlling of update and upgradation to our servers, desktops, laptops, applications, maybe devices like routers, switches, you do updates. That's called a patch management. To do update, also there is a process. Change management process is there. If possible, I will try to explain that one. Change management process. Okay, these are the our certain roles and features of Windows Server. Roles only. What about the features? So these are all features only. Okay, BitLocker drive encryption features, branch cache features, okay, failover clustering features, okay, uh, uh, so many are host gardening, Hyper-V support, group policy management features, IP address management features, multipath IO features, like a lot of features, load balancer features, network virtualization features, remote assistance features, remote differential compression, NTP, SMTP server features. SMTP is actually mail server. Okay. SNMP monitoring features, software load balancer feature. This is additional one. Telnet clients, storage replica features, storage migration services features, storage migration proxy services, TFTP client services, like that. SMB, SMB means it is CFS file system related features. Normally, NFS is supported by Linux only, but you want an NFS based mounting, then we have to install that NFS features also, roles and features also. Okay, by installing and configuring these roles and features, this server become the specific server.
SME means Samba, sir.
Yes, Samba. Server message block. Server message block. Just Samba services. SMB is a service name. Samba is a package. Okay, guys, understand what are the Windows servers, their roles and features. Actually, these are all not part of the syllabus part. Okay, only Active Directory, DHCP, DNS, and DFS is there. But I want to make you understand what is meant by server. In that different, what are the servers? What is meant by Windows server? What are the roles and features of server? So then we can get an idea what is this Windows server for. Okay, Windows Server will provide different types of services with a built-in roles and feature itself. And also you can install the different server applications inside. By installing different servers applications inside, also it will provide different types of services. Okay, so just to understanding purpose only, because when you do whenever working on the infrastructure related Windows Server, Linux Server, and all, you can feel the difference. You can able to see. And very importantly, guys, of course, for a first few months, you have to struggle to understand working kind of stuff. But later you should upgrade. The very point is always for every batch, HCL, NTT, Cognizant, any batch I'm telling is always upgrade. How much your work, you're doing work, because earlier you not have an experience, now you will gain experience. You understand work different, how it is actually work is real time. Okay, you'll work with a different kind of things. Okay, infrastructure related things. Which one you like it? Windows Server, Linux, networking side, or cloud computing, or security? Which which subject you more like it? More experience, more you want to grow in that kind of place. Okay, so then you can start learning. For learning purpose also, these ideas, whatever I am telling, these ideas will helpful. While you are learning itself, you will understand, oh sir, that is the topic he said, right? This is where we are seeing this one. Okay, so even ourselves, I learned from others, from institutes. I went to the institute, I learned, I teach, I learn, teach, so many. So like I added my technology, so then I can roam around this technology or that technology. Here, there, we can get it. Me, Madhu sir, everyone is same. Same thing to you guys. It's so nowadays people are motivations are Bakwas motivations. I don't understand this Gen Z motivations or 90s motivation. I don't understand. Work is very important. Knowledge is very, very important. Of course, management is also very important. Okay, it is also important and very, very, very important. Management means communication. Communicate with your TL. Ask some doubt. Say good morning to your team leader. Okay. So no need to take him to bar or take him to the parties. Not required. I'm talking just how are you? Okay. Just talk to him. Basic communication. Basic in your colleges. You have a lot of best friends, normal friends, enemies. So how you behave with a normal friend, that is enough with your other colleagues. Normal friends means don't say like hello, chacha, come here, like they don't do that kind of stuff. Okay, simple normal behavior. That is a basic management. Wishing, talking, basic talk, general talk. Okay, that is very important. That's it is management. That is what actually management is. Okay, what are your work? Do report, write the report. Today, what you have done? What is the work you have done? So separate, maintain one document, a simple, a diary, a notes, separate notes for you. And write down today I came this time. I done this work. This is the issue we faced. We resolve this issue. Separate document. It will help you at the end of the time when you face any critical in your organization, any critical situation. This document will help you to save your employment, to save your job also. Okay. So you can tell this, sir, this is what we have done work these days. Because every time things may not be favorable, but still how to secure ourselves. That is a reality, guys, in some organizations. Okay. So that is what you've done today, what you have completed, how many work you are completed, how much is spending, everything separate document. Of course, you report with a different mail reporting or GR reporting like that, you do it, but still you have to maintain a separate document. Starting only, if you started doing that one, so while doing, keep on doing for a 1 year, 2 years, you become habituated and it is become very easy. You will easily understand things, how to manage. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Another point. Yeah, that's enough of. Yeah, I will quickly tell what are the different versions of Windows Server, what are the features are added in it, and what is this Windows Server, different editions, and what is the difference between those editions. Also, options also we'll see that one. Windows servers are introduced from Windows NT onwards. Why this server's purpose is starting from, okay, not only just other services included later. The main purpose of this Windows server is, okay, to authenticate users in their organizational users. So in our Savantis, we have employees. So we use a computer. We log into our computer. So if you have 10 members, no problem. Each individual computers, separate login is there. But more number of users are there. How can we say which user, which system they log in? How to control that users? By providing this domain services. Domain-based services means all these computers are it belongs to a domain. So it is controlled by a domain controller. Okay, it is controlled by a domain controller. In the domain controller, I will specify my users and I will add these computers to the domain. Now all the computers and users are belongs to a domain, a logical space, namespace. Okay. If someone put a new computer in the network, you can't access, you can't get authenticated. I bring my own personal laptop into my office. I'm trying to log in with my office user account. No, I can't log in. It is out of my domain. Okay. So we can secure our network, which user, which computer, where the user is logging, where user can able to log in. That we can able to control. And that part again we'll see in afternoon, but now we'll see. So this purpose, the actually Windows servers main thing is came. Okay. So this is unique in a Windows server only. Why? Because of this type of domain authentication system not provided by any other server operating systems. Even though they are providing not highly secure than Microsoft Windows. So even Linux is, people are keep on saying Linux is secure, secure, secure. Then why we are using Windows? Not only for desktop servers, also we are using by organization, different organization using Windows servers. Why? Because strong authentication, secure, definitely secure. Okay, of course, you reset a Linux password, Linux root password, right? Linux root password you reset. But Microsoft Windows Server, you can't reset the administrator password. You can't reset it. Not even with the third-party tools also. Okay. Resetting root password of Linux is given by the Linux-based OS system. Red Hat itself telling in their academic textbooks how to reset the root password. It's official. Resetting root part of Linux is official. Okay. But in Microsoft is not telling that how to reset your administrator password. Okay. Without knowing administrator password. Okay. So in Windows NT, they introduced this PDC, BDC concept. And SAM database means where the users, computers, groups, accounts information is stored in this database. SAM database, it maintains SAM database. When user login, so user got authenticated by the server only, domain controller only. If they use the protocol is NTLM authentication protocol. These services are changed in 2000, Windows Server 2000. The name changed from earlier NT, PDC, BDC to Active Directory component. Active Directory database. Earlier, SAM database in 2000 onwards, it's Active Directory services, Active Directory database. Authentication is Kerberos authentication they are using. They completely changed in 2000. In NT means not only one version, NT1, NT2, NT3, NT4, NT5 version is also there. So later 2000 version is came. 2000, 2003, it's Active Directory services plus other services like DHCP, DNS services, remote desktop services. Okay, remote desktop services also introduced there in 2003. Like different services added.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, what is the difference between AD and ADDS?
Yeah, next we'll go to that one only.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Okay, sir.
very good, very good. In 2000, 2003, it's a Active Directory, Active Directory database, Kerberos, authentication, plus other services like DHCP, DNS, and remote desktop services, kind of stuff. Okay. Next, in 2008, 32-bit 2008 server OS is there, 64-bit 2008 server is also there. In 64-bit 2008 server OS version, we got Hyper-V. In 32, we do not have Hyper-V. In 2008, the OS also two models are there. One is full version OS, another one is server core OS. Server core is purely CLI. Okay, server core is purely CLI, mainly used for branch offices or certain specific services purpose only. Okay, full GUI mode of server for all services will run it. Yeah, now it comes from AD to ADDS. This in 2008, the Active Directory is name changed to Active Directory Domain Services. Means technically AD and ADDS both are same. In 2000, 2003, the service name is AD. In 2008, the service name is ADDS. 2008 onwards, means after 2008, what are the versions are released? That AD is named as ADDS. Both are same. But both are same, why can't you keep only AD? Because this Active Directory based other services also introduced in a 2008. In 2003, those services are not there. In 2008, Active Directory based different services are introduced. Active Directory certificate services, right management services, lightweight directory services, federation services, and of course, Active Directory domain services. Okay, so then automatically AD become ADDS in 2008. Future-wise, work-wise, functionality-wise, there is no difference between AD and ADDS. Only version changes. Microsoft Windows Server 2003 to 2008 changes. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Very. In 2008, what are the model of 2008? It's like a 64-bit. We got Hyper-V, GUI mode of OS, server core OS, ADs are become ADDS and other ADDS services, DHCP, DNS, Win services. In 2003 and 2000, Win services is there. In 2008, also Win services, Windows Internet Naming Services, routing and remote access services. This is also there earlier. Okay, 2003 also routing and remote access services for LAN routing and VPN connection purposes. Remote desktop services, remote app services, like different services in 2008. Same thing is in 2008 R2 also. But 2008 R2, the OS version with only 64-bit. From 2008 R2 onwards, it's a purely 64-bit. No 32-bit versions. In 2008 only 32, 64. So in 2008 R2, same as 2008, but Hyper-V, with Hyper-V, only 64-bit version. In 2012, some additional things are added. 2012 actually is a beautiful server operating system, 2012 and 2012 R2, because I have more practice on 2012 only. In 2008, I taught only 2 books. When 2012, I given training for on 3 books, and I done certification on three books, three papers I have to write to get a MCSA 2012 server. Windows 2012 server MCSA. I have to write 3 books. So I given training, learning, training, certification. I done in on 2012 on, and I learned more about Hyper-V. I got lot of interested in virtualization is with the 2000. Earlier I know it, but Hyper-V is I use it from 2012 only, not in 2008. Okay. Yeah, 2012, you can convert this server code to GUI, GUI to server core. That is introduced in 2012. iSCSI target features, data deduplications, more better Hyper-V futuritics. Azure basic integration is there. Storage space concept is also introduced in 2012. Okay. In 2012 R2, WorkFolder, iSCSI integrations and other features also introduced. Print and document services, routing and remote access services also there. 2016 introduced with the Nano servers, means full GUI server is there, core server is there. In 2016, Nano servers also added. Hot NIC swap to virtual machines, virtual machine shielding, containerization, host gardening services introduced in 2016. In 2019 is mainly Windows Admin Center is introduced. What is this Windows Admin Center? We want to manage Windows Server, you have to go to the physical machine and manage it. Or you have to install this server manager. Where is that? Okay. We've seen server manager, right? You have to install this server manager into our client systems from using server manager, remote server manager. Okay, remote server manager. Using that, you can connect it to your server and you can manage the server. You can connect it to your server or servers and you can manage servers to server manager. Either you go physically to the server or remotely install this remote server management application by installing into your system. Connected to your server, you can manage the server. Again, that is required Active Directory authentications, domain-based connectivity is required. In 2019, it's become more easy. If anybody remember my first class of Linux with you, in Linux, I show Cockpit. Cockpit is a service provide GUI-based connectivity, web interface connectivity to your Linux. You can manage your Linux through web interface. Managing storage, network, status, monitoring using Cockpit. I wish I showed it to you, but I don't know how many people understand. It's okay, leave it now. If you don't get it, if you don't remember, also no problem. But just in case, if any possible, type the Cockpit, Linux Cockpit, and go to images or videos. So then at least you will find that related information. Yeah. What is Windows Admin Center? GUI-based, web-based access. Means if I want to manage my servers, I don't require server manager. No need to go to physical server. I no need to go to install the remote server manager in my machine to access my Windows. Simply anywhere, anytime, in domain or out of domain. Okay. Simply I can connect to my server with the Windows Admin Center application. Just I have to install this application into my Windows server. From my desktop, I can open a web browser. From web browser, I can access my server. I can manage the roles and features, storages, monitors, and also I can install and configure these roles through web browser. That is a admin center introduced in 2019. And of course, it is more Active Directory integration is there. We can integrate hybrid cloud kind of stuff. Means if you have a Azure AD services, cloud-based Azure AD services, and in on-premises Windows physical server is there, and cloud you are using Azure AD. We can integrate both for a hybrid cloud possible with the 2019 server onwards. Of course, 2012 onwards it is there, but in 19 more better integration. Nested virtualization also possible with the 2019. In 2012, yes, same Windows Admin Center. My Azure Arc is mainly for hybrid cloud purpose, on-premises Windows Server to Azure, intra-ID integrations, Kubernetes containerization with the 2019 it is there. But I didn't tell you what is Nano Server. Yes, Nano Server normal Windows servers like GUI mode or core server cores, you can install into a machine, into a physical machine or into a virtual machine also you can install. Different virtual platforms you can install, just like how we install in physical machine. In the virtual machine also you can install this Windows Server GUI mode or a core mode. But Nano servers are not like that. Nano servers are nothing but Hyper-V virtual machines. On Hyper-V platform, we create this Nano server. Already Nano server image is there. Using that image, directly we are creating virtual machines for specific services purpose, not full-fledged servers. Nano servers are not full-fledged. Very tiny servers. It's like a container type only. So very small servers only it is. Okay, use it for only storage management. Okay, basic not we can't install applications in Nano server. You can't install application. Core also you can't install application. To manage certain services, remote connections, storage management services purpose, Nano server. And these Nano servers also do not have interface to manage servers. So you have to connect with a remote server manager. Through remote server manager only, you can manage these Nano servers, roles and features. Okay. So these are the different servers. Their new versions, new certain roles and features are added. So 1 o'clock. Okay. Just 5 minutes, we'll see that. To install these servers. So if you want to install Windows Server 2012, 12R2, 16, 19, 22, 25. What is the minimum requirement to install this server operating system? One CPU with 1.4 gigahertz minimum clock speed of a processor, 1.4 gigahertz clock speed is required. 2 GB RAM is required, minimum 2 GB RAM is required for GUI mode of installation. For installation, 2 GB RAM is required. And if you want to install the core server code, 512 RAM is required. For storage, 32 GB storage is required. Free 32 GB storage space. Okay. This is how to install a given guideline, that is. Yeah. Server with a desktop experience. If you see, when you install a server, it will give you an options. Windows Server, Standard Edition, Data Center Edition, Standard Edition with a desktop experience and not showing desktop experience. What's the difference? So Windows Server with a desktop experience, okay, is a full server. GUI mode, all features, roles are supported in a desktop experience. It's a GUI mode and all features, roles supported. Server core. Server core is also full server, but no GUI, only CLI, means command line interface. In GUI mode, you can install server applications also. Microsoft, any server application, MS SQL or Exchange applications, SCCM applications, SCVM applications, we can able to install in the server code. Now, regularly we install like a application we can install in the server desktop experience, GUI mode. And server core, you can't install any other applications. Only GUI mode. Only CLI mode it is. Server core is only CLI mode, no GUI. You want to manage with the command prompts, PowerShell commandlets, remote server tools, and not all roles and features won't support it. Okay, for security, you can use in a branch offices or specific services you want to run in this server core, you can do it. Okay, so what is the advantage of server core is one is secure. Why? Because it's CLI, not GUI. It's and only specific services only we can run and less hardware footprint. What is less hardware footprint? Server core do not require more hardware to run. Server core, it does not require more hardware requirement compared to GUI mode. Nano servers. It's not a CLI, not a GUI. It's a kind of minimal server only. It does not install on any hardwares, not in a physical hardware, not in a virtual hardware also. Nano servers are Hyper-V virtual machines. Nano servers are Hyper-V virtual machines, which only runs on the Hyper-V environment. It is only for specific roles only. Directly, we have a small interface to interact, but not to install any roles or feature purpose. We do not get interface. To do managing that one, you have to connect with the remote PowerShells, remote server management tools only. These are the different versions. Yeah, one more is there now, server standard data center essential Azure edition. So afternoon, we'll go to this part. This is only small one, 2 minutes only, then we'll disconnect. Standard editions. So when you are trying to install Windows Server operating system, it is saying standard or data center. Desktop experience means it's a GUI mode. It is not showing desktop experience means it is CLI mode. Okay. Standard. It support all roles and features and support up to 640 CPU cores or 64 CPU sockets, 4 terabyte of RAM, we can use it. In data center and standard, both are same guys. There is no difference in standard edition and data center edition. Both are supported, all the features, all the roles, minimum hardware requirement, maximum hardware support also same. Minimum means one CPU, 1.4 gigahertz CPU, and 2 GB minimum RAM for a GUI mode, 512 for a core. Okay, so that is same. Minimum is same. Maximum support is also maximum hardware support also same to same. No difference in it. Okay, then why two are there? Thing is, in the standard or data center, we got a Hyper-V feature. And through Hyper-V role, by installing Hyper-V role, you can able to create and run the virtual machines. In the standard, with the per core license, means Windows provide a per core license. If your processor having 4 cores, means 4 licenses, you have to take it to use all the 4 cores. Not per processor license, it is per core license is there. Okay. If you take one core license, means only one of the processor, one core is only active, remaining 3 cores are not active. Simple. Per core license. Per core license, you will get you can able to run only 2 virtual machines. In standard edition, with the per core license, you can run 2 virtual machines only at a time in the Hyper-V. When a data center is different. You can create unlimited virtual machines with per core license. You can run unlimited virtual machines. Okay. You can create unlimited virtual machines, but you can run maximum of 1024 virtual machines. You can at a time, you can run 1024 virtual machines maximum in the Hyper-V. Okay. So I showed a Hyper-V role in the Windows Server roles, right? If you install that role and configure it, so you can create and run the virtual machines. And your server is standard edition, you can run only 2 virtual machines at a time. If your server is data center edition, you can run 1024 virtual machines at a time. And other than that one, all are same, both are same. Okay. So compared to standard to data center is costly. You have to pay more. Another edition is there, Essential. Essential is separately downloaded. Okay. So what is this Essential? Is only for small business purpose only. Okay. It's not working with the domain kind of stuff. You have a small organization and you need a server for specific type of services only. Then we can use this Essentials. Limited to maximum of 25 users, 50 device support only there. Okay. Maximum 1 CPU to you can install on 1 CPU up to 10 core CPUs we can able to install. Azure edition is there that will run on the Azure platform only. Okay. So Windows Server Azure edition is also there. That's we can't install into our system. That is runs on the server. Of course, you can hybrid in a hybrid mode on premises your Windows Server to Azure server. We can go to integrate our Active Directory database integration and all there. That's it. That's it. Okay. Now in afternoon we're going to see. Morning we have seen what is the different types of servers. Okay, it's server types, server models. We're also seeing different services, protocols also we are understanding. Okay, there and what are the Windows servers mainly? Different Windows servers versions, their roles and features. Okay, and their editions kind of stuff. The next one is, and afternoon we're going to see about individual computers, workgroup, domain. What is the difference between workgroup and domain? What is Active Directory architecture, and some are additional points also there. I will try to show you what is this Active Directory user client editions. Practically, I will try. Okay, any possible, I will try to show you to the practically. So this is more attractive to you for you to understand. Okay, so take a lunch break, guys. Back at 2:30. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
thank you, guys. So compulsory back at 2:30.